convoy. Ensure at least one vehicle makes it through.
One of my favorite old classic arcade games from the 80s is back in VR. It's called Battlezone, and what's interesting about this game is that it's developed and published by a company called Rebellion, which has worked for many, many different companies and over the years and crafted many games. A Judge Dredd game is in that mix. Aliens vs. Predator for the Atari Jaguar is a game that Rebellion actually did way back in the day. And it's interesting that they went off and they bought the rights to Battlezone, that classic franchise, which Atari brought us in the arcade. Activision made an amazing PC game back in the 90s. And this game is a VR immersion into the classic sort of Battlezone arcade experience. It's very much a pick up and play type of experience, but there is a lot of depth in this sucker, which I was impressed by. There's a hexagonal grid that you're kind of taking over, and you get into the cockpit of your tank, and you look around and you see, there's screens everywhere. There's all kinds of doodads everywhere. Now, you wish that you could reach out and grab everything, but this is really to be played on a DualShock 4 controller, and so you're really just controlling the tank, but you do see all of these cool widgets in the cockpit, and one of the widgets that you see is this grid, this hexagonal grid, and it's pretty much empty. It's just a bunch of shapes, and what you recognize is that you have to drop a bunch of probes. You can drop a bunch of probes to kind of, see what you're in for as you try to take over each one of these grids. And basically what happens, as we see in many, many shooter-type careers, is that things get much more difficult and much more intense. You obviously battle a bunch of different tanks of various sizes, complete with various assortments of ammunition. You've got hovering vehicles that will fly over you and rain down all kinds of bombs and stuff on you, and you got to blast those suckers out of the sky. There are different towers that you have to take down. You've also got convoys to protect. Everything is kind of mission-based. It doesn't sort of procedurally, keep building new content for you and you keep working your way into a world like that. You basically complete a level and then you load up the next level. And it very much feels like you're inserting a coin and having this arcade experience. And frankly, when I played this game with the VR headset on, it felt like something that you would encounter in a Blade Runner style, modern day arcade. I just envision soon there are going to be a lot of arcade facilities out there with a bunch of VR kind of stations, and people are going to be able to walk up to them and have all kinds of cool experiences. And one of them might be something like this, where you're basically a cool, futuristic, almost Tron-like tank, traversing through these sort of geometric environments. Everything is kind of stripped of texture and sort of minimalist, but it works for this. I mean, this is about 60 frames per second, super fast maneuverability, reloading quicker than your enemies, blasting them to Kingdom Come as quickly as you possibly can, and protecting the assets that you need to progress further in the game. It's not overly complex. It didn't need to be, but I did like the extra layers of game design that they put on here. One of them is that you can basically have a group of you try to complete these campaigns together and have like an online kind of buddy system happening where people are watching your back and stuff like that. I didn't get to play with a bunch of people online, obviously, because I'm reviewing this before the PlayStation VR is available everywhere, but I do know that it works because I had one hapless dude join me, and we were trying to communicate with each other, but I think we were both like, oh my god, look at all these things to shoot, which is fun, man. Battlezone works. I'm impressed with this game, and I think it's for a specific type of gamer, though, somebody that's got some old school roots and somebody that likes those old school shooters and has a fondness for the Battlezone brand and name. I don't think Rebellion let us down there, and if you are that person and you dig that kind of stuff, I think you're going to enjoy Battlezone quite a bit. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.